Welcome back, everybody. Super happy to be here. Let's take a look at today's request. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. Now, before we look at today's request, which is a really cool request that my buddy Alejandro asked me for a little while back. Sorry it took so long to get to you, bro. You know, we got tons of requests coming in and I'm trying to get these out as fast as possible. I just want to say thank you guys for all the positive feedback. I'm not just saying that, and I know I do say it a lot. I'm not just saying it. It means the world to me, and every single comment helps this channel to become better for you. I'm grateful to know that we're able to get all of these requests and all of these reviews out so you guys can have something awesome to look at. Readily available on the channel whenever you guys need to know about a certain stack or whatever the case might be. Today's request goes as follows. Wonderful video as always, Joe. I really love the vibe on this community we're building. I have a question and hope your subs, so guys feel free to weigh in on the comments, your subs or you might help me with. I'm debating between a 4mm rope chain or a 4mm Miami Cuban chain at 26 inches to stack with my current 6mm Miami Cuban, which is at 24 inches. What's your opinion? Really appreciate any help. Best regards from Madrid. Man, the fact that I got somebody awesome like this hitting us up from Madrid, man, does that make me happy. That reminds me that we're not only doing work here, or wherever you are, we're doing work everywhere. So very happy for that. So this amazing gentleman already has a 24-inch Miami Cuban, which is at 6mm, okay? That I have for the demonstration. He wants us to take a look at that paired with a 26-inch 4mm Miami Cuban and a 4mm rope chain at 26 inches. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a 4mm Miami Cuban, but I do have a 3.5mm Miami Cuban, and I do have a 4mm rope. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to compare exactly, okay? It's going to be a millimeter off. But I want to start off saying that the 4mm Miami Cuban is going to look off anyway when you compare it to a 4mm rope. The 4mm Miami Cuban is going to look smaller than the rope. So keep in mind, it's just a bit smaller than what we'd like it to be. It's going to be a 0.5 millimeter smaller, but even if you had a 4, it would still be smaller. Anyway, so we're getting as close as we can for this particular demonstration, okay? So let's throw the 26 on the neck, and let's get into this and take it 12 feet back to give you guys the best viewing distance we can. In case you guys aren't aware, my name is Joe. I am 150 pounds. I am 5'6" tall, and on this channel, we take jewelry at a distance 12 feet away from the camera to give you guys the best look that we can get on camera so you guys can make the best purchases possible with various different types of chains before you make a commitment and purchase one, okay? So let's throw this around the neck so we can throw it 12 feet away. All right, everybody, so before we threw this on the neck, I just wanted to show you something. Since we don't have the 4mm Miami Cuban, I wanted to compare the 5mm Miami Cuban with the 4mm rope to show you guys a little bit of context, because like I said, the 4mm rope is going to hold itself very well next to even a 5mm Miami Cuban, which is going to show you that the 4mm rope is actually going to look bigger than the 5mm, likely, very likely. I mean, it depends on who you're asking, I guess, but I think 90% of people are going to say the rope looks bigger when compared to the 4mm Miami Cuban. So let's just show you up close to give you guys a bit of context, okay? This is the 6mm Miami Cuban. This is the chain that the gentleman has right now. This is the 5mm Miami Cuban. This is the 4mm rope. Okay? Now let me just show you those two by themselves to give you guys a bit of context. Do you see that 4mm rope? It is holding itself up very well when compared to that 5mm Miami Cuban. So it's very likely that if you were to get a 4mm Miami Cuban, it is going to look smaller than this rope. Now let's take a look at a 3.5 to show you guys a little bit of more context, okay? This here is the 5mm Miami Cuban, 4mm rope, 3.5mm Miami Cuban. Okay? Check that out. So this is the 3.5. If that's a 3.5 inch, the 4 is just going to be 0.5 inches bigger than that. So if you can picture that, that's a very small amount. The 4mm rope is going to look bigger than a 4mm Miami Cuban. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't have the proper chain, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to matter. I'm telling you, the 4mm rope will look bigger than the 4mm Miami Cuban. So keep that in mind, my friend, while you're looking at this review. You're looking at the stacking of it. What do you like better? Do you like the Miami Cuban better stacked next to a rope or next to another Miami Cuban? That's what you're really going to want to focus on during this, because we are that 0.5mm off. But trust me when I tell you, that's not a large amount, especially when comparing it to a rope chain, because rope chains just dwarf everything else that is around them. All right, so around the neck, we have the 4mm rope chain paired with the 6mm Miami Cuban link. The Miami Cuban link is at 24 inches in length, and the rope chain is at 26 inches in length. All right, we're going to be taking this stack back 12 feet away to give you guys the best look that we can on camera. Let's do that right now. Keep in mind, guys, you're really at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're pairing two different types of chains, and you're trying to see what do you like better. That's really what you're doing. Since we don't have the Miami Cuban link chain at the size that we originally wanted it, really you're looking at what style do you like better. When we throw the Miami Cuban on with the Miami Cuban, you're going to see at the end of the day, that's what we're comparing. We're comparing the styles. What looks better? This is just going to be 0.5mm bigger than the Miami Cuban. But again, even at the 4mm Miami Cuban length, this 4mm rope chain is going to look bigger. So keep that in mind. This is the look that this gentleman was asking about. What do you guys think of this? All right, let's throw on that other Miami. Here's that other Miami. This is at a 3.5mm instead of a 4, but you're not looking at much of a difference. Believe me when I tell you, it will look only a small amount larger. So if you like this look, it'll look even better with the 4mm. It'll just look a bit bigger, and you'll like it even better than this, okay? What we're focusing on mostly is the style. Does a Miami Cuban pair well with a rope chain? That's what we're looking about. That's what we're talking about, okay? At these lengths, what are your opinions? All right, we'll bring it back up. Let me know in the comments, what should this gentleman do? What looks better with a 24-inch Miami Cuban? Another Cuban or a rope? What's your opinions, guys? Let us know. Hope everybody's doing good. Be safe, and thank you again for all the wonderful encouragement for this channel. I'm grateful to know that this channel is making a difference. Honestly, every single day that I hear that this channel is helping, it makes my day. Talk soon, guys. Be safe. Catch you guys in the next video.